Mike Pachelli here. Thanks for tuning in. For this lesson, I'll be talking about the Beatles' recording of A Taste of Honey that they did in February of 1963. The song was written by actor Rick Marlowe and jazz musician Bobby Scott back in the late 50s. The Beatles based their arrangement on a version of the song done by Lenny Welsh back in 1962. And the Beatles did the song to stand out from other beat groups, to show their versatility, and to appeal to a more adult audience. They played it live starting in October 1962 all the way to October 63, but John showed his dislike for the song because during his background vocals live, he'd sing "A Waste of Money." And I guess they were kind of playful with it in general because you can listen to the record and Paul's kind of singing "sweeter than wine" or "shrieter than wine." And about the song, Paul has said, "A Taste of Honey was one of my big numbers in Hamburg, a bit of a ballad. It was different, but it used to get requested a lot. We sang close harmonies on the little echo mics, and we made a fairly good job of it. It used to sound pretty good, actually." February 11th, 63, the Beatles are at EMI Studio 2. They do 5 takes of A Taste of Honey, and take 5 is the best. They were singing and playing live, and if you listen closely to the record, John had a really bad cold, and you could hear him kind of singing A Taste of Honey. Paul double-tracked his vocals during the bridge, and how they did that back then was they would do a tape transfer from one machine to the other, and during the tape transfer, Paul double-tracked the bridge vocals. The song was mixed on February 23rd, 63. They played it live a number of times on BBC Radio on the shows Side by Side, Easy Beat, The Beat Show, and 3 times for Pop Go the Beatles. It was released in the UK in March 1963 on the album Please Please Me, and in the USA in January of 1964 on an album called Introducing the Beatles. So that's the backstory. Let's get started. George is playing his Gretsch Duo Jet on A Taste of Honey. This is a country classic, and I've got it going through a 64 Vox AC30. Now, of note, the verses on A Taste of Honey are in 3/4 time, and the bridge is in 4/4 time. But it has a swing to it, so we'll talk about triplets in a moment. But first, the chords you'll need is an F sharp minor, an A, and an E. And of note, at that very intro where the chords are just following the singing, George just strums up to his B string, kind of mutes the E string, so just... and you'll get that right. Then they established the 3/4 time just playing on an F sharp minor, and George plays like... and then the triplets begin. Now, on the triplets, which are basically he's arpeggiating these chords, an F sharp minor, an F sharp minor major 7, which could also be thought of as an A augmented, but since Paul is pedaling on an F sharp note, we'll call that an F sharp minor major 7th, an F sharp minor 7th, and a B. Right, so again, you want to get that triplet feel. It's bum ba dum. It's not ba ba bum, bum ba dum, bum ba dum. Like. And then continuing the verse is again, those chords are only strummed up to the B string and the little riff that he goes. Let me play a verse in time so it'll make a little more sense. It's around 103, 104. So a verse is like this. 1, 2. Then they speed up a little bit on the bridge to maybe around 110 beats per minute. And George just plays some notes. George plays like this. He plays 1. Strums an A chord, E chord, and back to. And then verse 2. Verse 2 is nearly the same. He just bends one note. So verse 2 is like this. Verse 2 goes. Then we are to bridge 2. And again, if I'm going too fast, charts and tabs at MikePachelli.com will make it perfectly clear. But on bridge 2, he plays again some single notes, starts off the same, like this. 1. That's the He'll Come Back. Then he plays a low E. Da 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 da. And plays out. And then on an F sharp, a major chord. So again, that ending is Again, charts and tabs at MikePachelli.com will make it clearer than I can say it or play it, but that's George's part on A Taste of Honey. John is playing his Gibson J160E plugged into an AC-15 on A Taste of Honey. I'll keep it acoustic for the lesson, but I plugged it into a Vox Berkeley Super Reverb for my sound alike. All right, at the beginning, he plays the first chord. John plays an F sharp minor, and they're singing. He does not play the A chord, but then he plays the E chord. And then John starts playing rhythm on the F sharp minor, and he plays like... And then the verse begins. Now again, the verses are in 3/4 time. John plays a little straighter. He does play quarter note eighth note triplets, but he doesn't swing it as much as George, and that's usually the case on early Beatles records. So he plays pretty much a straight eighth note triplet. So it sounds like and the chords are F sharp minor, and he goes to a F augmented, to an A, to a B. Pretty much straight arpeggios. 1 ta ta 2 3, 1 ta ta 2 3, 1 ta 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 ta. Right. So again, a verse. Alright? Then on the bridge, you can call this first chord, I'm thinking of it as an F sharp minor 7th. You could also think of it as an A over C sharp, but I think it's called an F sharp minor 7th. So he goes from F sharp minor 7th to a B, back down to F sharp minor 7, or F sharp minor 7 over C sharp, if you want to think of it like that. Then an A, and an E, back to F sharp. Again, now we're in 4/4 time, and it's all on the upbeat. So it's like 1. And you see at the end of the bridge, it switches back to a 3/4 time. So it's a little confusing, but again, charts and tabs will make it perfectly clear. Let me do it again. Here's the bridge. Starts off the first, how many measures is that? 6 measures of 4/4, and then the last 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 and 4/4, and 4 and 3/4 of a bridge. So a bridge, kind of slow, is like this. 1. Like that. And then verse 2, back to the exact same arpeggios, playing strictly, not really swinging the arpeggios, but just on this A chord, he just kind of grabs it weird, and he bends that C sharp up a little extra sharp. You hear like that in the record. To the E chord. Then we go back to 4/4 for the second bridge, which is only 4 measures long this time because it's going to go to the ending. So on this bridge, he goes 1. Holds that chord, we'll come back to an E, and then finishes out. And I've noticed he plays a little different than George plays one extra beat. George kind of goes, but John holds that F sharp. He goes. Again, charts and tabs makes it clearer than I can play it or say it, but that's John's part on A Taste of Honey. I have put it together in a sound alike, so please have a look at this.
A taste of honey, tasting much sweeter than wine. Do-do-do, do-do-do. I dream of your first kiss, and then I feel upon my lips again a taste of honey, a taste of honey. Sweeter than wine. Oh, I will return. Yes, I will return. I'll come back for the honey and you. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Taste of honey, a taste of honey, tasting much sweeter than wine. Oh, I will return. Yes, I will return. I'll come back, he'll come back for the honey, for
So that's the guitar parts for George and John on A Taste of Honey. I suggest you download the charts and tabs at MikePachelli.com, Learn both parts, play along with my sound alike, and you'll get it just like the Beatles. And I really appreciate your consideration in supporting my work that way. And if you haven't, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that moves me up in the YouTube queue and allows more people to see my work. So have fun playing this great old song, and until next time, I'm Mike Pachelli. Thanks for hanging out with me.